What up, what up, what hey everybody. How y'all doing? Pastor DJ here, the People's Pastor, coming to you live from the woods. Hey Facebook, hey switchers, hey the website, hey YouTube, hey For Christ Radio, hey everybody out there, look what up, how y'all doing? We are coming to you from the woods, bringing to you a great message tonight. Hold on, let me turn that down just a little bit. Hey. Yeah, that's better. That's better. So we're coming to you tonight. Um, kind of a little bit of a late start. You know how when you get everything set up for the first time, it's like bam, everything gonna work great. For some strange reason, today ain't want to be that way, but that's all right. We are from the woods. We are live, and we have Mr. Michael playing his GTA with his brother. Say hi, Michael. Mike. Hey, Gary. Say hi. Gary. Say hi. Hi. So we're here, and guys. I'm giving you some history. The reason why the things that I'm doing is because it's historical. It is fun to go through because it is great to know historical facts, as well as try to people get into the whole religious type of situation. I believe that we know truth by knowing historically, architecturally, not architecturally, agriculture, those people that dig up the bones and stuff, archaeologists, um, history archaeologists, um, it all points back to there's one truth involved, and that's what we here want to show you. So tonight we are still in the book of Genesis, and it's pretty cool because I want to go from the book of Jasher right now, and we're going to be talking about Cain and Abel, Adam and Eve, and the fall of Eve. So if you turn, it's Genesis chapter 3. If you want to turn to it, you can talk about it. But in the book of Jasher, I'm just going to go down here. It says, I done read like 3 chapters today. Boom. So after Cain and Abel, after God had put Adam and Eve in the garden, they were there um, to tend to it, to multiply, to chill and just be in God's presence, just chilling. I mean, that's really about what it was all about, just having the ability just to chill. Well, that got screwed up. Some people say that the story of creation, then it comes down to Adam and Eve when Adam and Eve fell. Some people think it's a fruit. Some people want to say it's this or that. But I'm just going to show you on the timeline how just time itself shows that it has to be something more than a piece of fruit. It's more of probably a knowledge of as the serpent knew Eve. So think of this as the serpent bearing his seed. And I'm going to read in Genesis where it says of these things. In Jasher, it says this. Jasher chapter 1, verse 7. And the Lord took Adam and his wife and placed them in the Garden of Eden and dressed it to keep it. And he commanded them and said unto them, from every tree of the garden you may eat, but from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat. For in the day of you eat, therefore you shall surely die. And when God had blessed them and commanded them, he went from them. And Adam and his wife dwelt in the garden according to the command which the Lord had commanded them. And the serpent which God had created with them in the earth, came to them and to entice them to transgress the command of God, which he had commanded them. And then the serpent enticed and persuaded the woman to eat from the tree of knowledge. And the woman hearkened to the voice of the serpent, and she transgressed and the word of God, and took from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and she ate. And she took from it and gave it also to her husband, and he ate. And Adam and his wife transgressed the command of God, which he commanded them, and God knew it. And his anger was kindled against them, and he cursed them. I'm going to stop there. That's verse 11. So in the book of Jasher, I could probably find it in the book of Jubilees, but in the book of Jasher, it confirms that when I get to the book of Genesis, we're going to see historically why would I even come to the fact that the serpent tempted Eve with Adam, tempted Eve to lay down with her, because in the book of Genesis, you're going to see, like right here on the timeline, right here, Adam and Eve, 930 years. Okay? Oh, snap. Man, that's what I was hoping would not happen. All right? But it did. Oh, well. Dang. I have to get some tape or something. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it says Adam and Eve, Seth, 912 years, son of Adam. It says Abel, the first Adam. The first martyr, date unknown. About 129 perhaps. Cain, the firstborn. This line is all. So it just says, even you can see it behind. And then I'm just saying this is like, but where you're getting the picture and you're doing all this. The whole point of this right here, Adam's lineage does not start until right here with Seth. That's Adam's lineage. If it was not, in fact, the same lineage as for Cain and Abel, then it would be in the tree line. So they say that Abel, 130 years, 130 a.m. Or, yeah. Adam talked to Seth for about 800 years, and with Enoch up to 695 years. So we see here, I'm going to put all this back because it gets a little crazy right now because I don't have the camera set up the way that it was, and I just ripped a page. On that timeline, what you see that that Adam and Eve, boom. Adam's line starts with Seth. We're going to see that right now. You got your book, the cipher, turn to the book of Genesis, chapter 2. This is chapter 3 in the book of Genesis. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field Yahuwah Elohim had made. And had made. So we see in the book of Jasher, it confirms in Genesis that God created this serpent. And he said unto the woman, Yea, has Elohim said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim, he has said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die, for Elohim knows that in the day good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it would be pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her man with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of Yahuwah Elohim walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And the man and his woman hid themselves from the presence of Yahuwah Elohim amongst the trees of the garden. And Yahuwah Elohim called unto Adam and said unto him, Where are you? And he said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree whereof I commanded you that you should not eat? I'm going to stop there just for a second. And I want you to think about, we could break down every single word there, what it means, how it puts into translations. Here's the thing that I want people to understand. Ask yourself this: when you are in a shower or somewhere like that, and you are exposed totally, right? Do you feel like because you never mind. Let me try to think about that. I'm gonna come back to that because I gotta figure out a way to put it on Facebook to where they don't take it and run with it in a bad way. Ow, that hurt my head. So this is where you see the first part of understanding that they knew that they were in their fullness, their birthday suits. I'm gonna come back to that. Like I said, I have a way of Um, yeah. And the man said to the woman, and he said, who told you to eat that you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree whereof I commanded you that you should not eat? And the man said that the woman whom you gave to me, she ate and then gave me the part of it, and I ate. And Yahuwah Elohim said unto the woman, what is this and you have done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And Yahuwah Elohim said unto the serpent, because you have done this, you are cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon your belly you shall go, and dust shall eat all the days of your life. Uh, so, if there were, I mean, for entertainment purposes only, such thing as a reptilian race that somebody said out there. I'm not saying there is because I have no evidence of that whatsoever. But right here you see where God took a person or a being and put it on its belly. So the serpent necessarily doesn't mean like it was a snake formated person. It was a serpent was a deceiver, somebody that deceives. And so think about it in the sense that if you were out chilling with your friends and your friends was like, hey, come on and come with us. They're being serpents right there. They're trying to deceive you to get you to do something that's not right. So there was something that was enticing to them. And when we get down here, we'll see. Unto the verse 16, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your sorrow and your conception. In sorrow you shall bring forth children, and your desire shall be to your man, and he shall rule over you. And unto Adam he said, because you have hearkened unto the voice of your woman, and have eaten of the tree of which I commanded you, saying, you shall not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for your sake, and sorrow shall you eat of it all the days of your life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to you. You shall eat the herb of the field, and the sweat of your face shall you eat bread, till you turn unto the ground. For out of it were you taken, for dust you are, and dust you shall return. And Adam called his woman's name Shahuah, because she was the mother of all living. Unto Adam also to his woman did Yahuwah Elohim make coats of skins and clothe them. Cloaks of skin. He didn't sacrifice no animal to give them skin. Just saying. Behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil, and now let him be forth his hand, and take also of the tree of life, and eat and live forever. Therefore, Yahuwah Elohim sent him from the Garden of Eden to the ground. So he drove out the man, and he placed the east of the garden flaming swords, which turned every way to the guard of the tree of life. You could go and you can read the book of Enoch. I think it's the third chapter. And you can read the exact same accounts as I'm reading right now. All right. So we see that on this timeline, we're getting ready to kind of go a little bit, because I'm focusing more on the time than necessarily the scriptures at hand, prove that the timeline has some type of validity to it, according to many different books. So I'm taking you through this timeline so you can have truth and knowledge that what you can believe in is real and what you should believe in is real. And that is truth, honesty, and being that. And that's how you live out the will of God, is literally in truth and honesty. It's not about, I'm telling y'all again, it's not about going to them church buildings, not at all. We are one people that can know who God is, and then in a moment's notice turn our back on him because he didn't answer a prayer. Man, they gave, no matter whether you believe that Eve ate a piece of fruit, it's not a judgment thing. You're not going to stand before God, and he's not. That's the other part of this that I want you to also all to bring you some common sense in all of that we are. There is nothing that says, because I believe and I can prove that Cain and Abel were twins and they were adopted by the goats who fed in the lilies. It doesn't mean that I'm going to heaven nor hell, and that doesn't mean that it's a doctrine that you should or should not follow, because it's not a point of so much emphasis. It's like telling me today that, oh, we should worry about people being gay and not being gay. Yeshua in the New Testament didn't care. He never addressed anything. Paul addressed it. Yeshua addressed sexual fornication and things like that. But what I'm getting at is not whether it's good, bad, or the ugly. It's that the importance is to point you to God and to get you to understand that your purpose is greater than worrying about who people have a relationship with inside of their homes. We're not here to stamp out anything. The cipher says in the book of Matthew that the poor will be with you always. So what that means is that no task above you or before you you're ever going to solve. The cases of abortion, the cases of this, and the cases of that, they're still going to be here forever. Abortion has been around since sacrifice has been around. In the priest of Melchizedek, when the Sumerian tablets, it talks about how once a year, the firstborn of the so many of the ladies would get thrown into the fire. So I mean, that's aborting the babies. I mean, or something. I mean, murdering the babies, whatever. It's still pretty gruesome, but that was then, and it's still going on now. So these things that we have to think, we have to prove our religions based on whether we stamp out poverty or stamp out homelessness or hunger or disease or things of that nature, because all that stuff is still going to be ridden with us, whether we're here, gone, or beyond. So some things that we look into the Word, when we study it, it's not about knowing it to the precise T. It's about knowing it to direct you that there is a Creator. He created all of this. We are all instilled with a mind of creating. We were instilled in His likeness, or in their likeness, as it says. So, this week, go out, study these words, study the time, study where you're at, because I will tell you this judgment is coming. And I wanted to say this to you guys tonight, because judgment is 100% coming. And I mean that in all honesty and wholeheartedly. People ask, and I don't mean that like 100 people today, but I've had a couple of people in the past week addressed the deconstruction part of what people say coming out of Christianity. And it's not about a deconstruction, let's burn it all down. It's about understanding where we're at. That if you really want to make a change, Yeshua went with Yahuwah talking to Abram and said, hey, look, Sodom and Gomorrah, what we going to do about it? They said, we're going to burn it down. Well, why can't we just save it? Why can't we just save it? Will you find me one righteous person, 50 righteous? Abram couldn't find nobody. So yes, as a whole, there's going to still be people that love Christianity, and they're still going to be out there, and they're still going to be following that church building. But today, I tell you, those people are probably more than likely going to end up in hell or in the non-existence of everything. If they would hear the true truth that Christianity ended in 70 AD, and that we have direct access to God, and that when we go and stand before Him, it is based on our works and our actions that we've done for Him. Um, so it's pretty good news with that one. I like that a lot better than telling me I got to give some money. And it's not even about the money. It's about being honest. Well, you see, Michael and Gary over there, I'm going to spend the last few minutes plugging the website, www.themovement68.com. It is up. It is going. We have some radio stuff that's got to be done, but for the most part, you can go and you can check out our merchandise, our products that we have, because it does preach the message, and it lets you stand bold in another way for God, that you are truly about who He is and about serving Him the right way, the truthful way, not the dishonest way. This morning on the Daily Inspiration, I come from the book of Proverbs, talking about a deceitful men are evil and good men are joyful. And that's just a short synopsis of it, because that was Proverbs 21 and 12. Our products are to promote love, God, and the true presence of being here on this earth. Every part of what we do on this business helps everybody that's connected somehow, some way. So we want you guys to go out and check our stuff out. We'll have much more products to come, much more accessories, much more ideas to get the message of the way. Acts 24:14. That's what it is. Go read it. You don't know what it is, go read it. Go read it. Go study it. Go seek the truth, guys. Go seek it. I did. I have peace. If you need help, remember, go to the bottom of the page. We can schedule a one-on-one on the website. You can also get our daily inspirational app. Once again, go to the product page, check our products out, buy a t-shirt. It helps somebody in this family that have a job and have a way to produce and provide for their families. That's the whole part of it. We want to be able to produce and provide for families so they can have a life, so they can have the opportunity to preach the true good news. So, www.themovement68.com. Go get it. Check it out. Check out the daily inspirations. Trying to every day. It's pretty good. Y'all gonna have to tell me if oh, Gary, why you in that sink, boy? I seen you in it. You caught red-handed on the camera. Guys, I love you. Till I see you again in a couple days. Talk about some stuff. Get into some scripture. Remember, www.themovement68.com. Go check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Let's get connected. I love y'all very, very much. Like I said, we're doing this for a purpose, to create jobs, to create a wealth that can be passed down from generation to generation to come. It produces generations in the future and today, a job and a way to make it in this world. So, we love you. Talk to you soon. See you tomorrow.